Alright. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. How are you today?
Morning, Miss. I'm fine. How
I'm
about
good,
you?
Miss. How about you?
Morning, Miss. I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too. Thank you. Alhamdulillah, I hope all of you are always healthy and well. Tapi sepertinya murid Miss lemes banget pagi ini. Belum sarapan atau gimana? Yuk lebih semangat lagi ya, biar Miss lebih semangat ngajar kalian hari ini. Before we start the class, let's start praying first together. Alright, now I want to check your attendance first. Abdurrahman Ismail, are you here?
Yes, Miss. I'm here.
Good. How about Muhammad Arfi Saputra, are you here?
Hello, Miss. I'm here.
Novan Armadan?
Yes, Miss, I'm here.
Halimatul Sa'dia, are you here?
Yes, Miss.
Wah, sepertinya Halimatul Sa'dia semangat-semangat kelas hari ini. Next is Octavianus Prima, are you here?
Yes, Miss, present.
Good. How about Selvi Okta Ardianti? Are you here?
Present, Miss.
Alhamdulillah, all of you are present today. Well, we start the class today. I want to know, how have you read our material yesterday? I want to repeat the material yesterday's. I want to ask about what is the meaning of narrative text. Please, those who want to answer, raise your hand. All right, I see Selvi Okta Ardianti. Come on, Selvi. Give your
Right.
opinion.
Thank you, Miss. So, narrative text is a non-fiction story that can take the form of fairy tales, myths, folk tales, animal stories, and so on. So, I think that's all that I can say. Thank you.
Good answer, Selvi. Thank you. I see Abdurrahman Ismail. You want to try? Come on.
Okay, so from what I know, narrative text is a type of text in English to tell a story that has a series of connected chronological events. The purpose of this text is to entertain the reader about a story of stories. I think that's it, Miss.
Good, Abdurrahman Ismail. Sepertinya yang lain lupa ya materi minggu kemarin. Now, from your friend's explanation earlier, you have listened to the narrative text that your friend explained it. Hopefully, you will always remember it. Later, I will ask you again. Well, I will review a little yesterday's material. You can open your book on page 22. Surely, some of you often read fiction in the form of short stories, novels, or storybooks, right? Beberapa dari kan pasti pernah membaca cerita fiksi dari cerpen, novel, atau buku cerita, bukan? In Indonesian, these writings are referred to as narrative texts that aim to entertain the readers. It's the same with English. Narrative text is, Narrative text is a piece of writing that is usually presented chronologically. The target readers of narrative texts are different. If targeted at children under 5 up to elementary school, Usually, the story will have positive values that can be learned. If the target readers are teenagers and adults, the stories tend to be longer and more complex. So today we are going to go into descriptive text. So does anyone know what descriptive text is? Before we start this today material, open your book on page 28 and I will open the PowerPoint yang sudah saya siapkan sebelumnya. Silakan dilihat because after this I will give you some question about the material. Well, descriptive text. Descriptive text adalah bentuk teks yang berisi gambaran tentang suatu objek. Dalam bahasa Inggrisnya dipahami bahwa descriptive text is a text that contain the description of an object, which is an animal, place, people, thing, etc. Tujuan dari descriptive text adalah mendeskripsikan atau menggambarkan suatu objek khusus. Communicative purpose of descriptive text is to describe a particular participant. Do you know the characteristic of descriptive text? The characteristic possessed by descriptive text are that the text contains descriptions that focus on only one object. Usually, the description is detailed. For example, descriptive text about animals. The text can contain various information about cycle descriptions, food, habitat, and origins, breeding to unique facts related to this animal. Another characteristic of descriptive text is that the grammar tense use are simple present. Before we move to next material, you have question? All right, Kalimatus Sadia, you have question?
Yes, Miss. My question is, apakah ada karakteristik lain yang menentukan descriptive text?
All right, thank you to your good question, Halimah. Ada karakteristiknya khusus untuk teks deskriptif. Nanti saya akan jelaskan setelah materi yang berikut ini. Next material is about descriptive text structure. Descriptive text mempunyai dua structure, is identification and description. If you study material about descriptive text but only discuss the meaning of descriptive text, it seems that it's not enough. So kita harus mempelajari strukturnya juga. Saya akan menjelaskan struktur yang pertama, yaitu mengenai identifikasi atau dalam bahasa Inggrisnya identification. is general description of a topic. This section is usually in the first paragraph. The structure of this descriptive text aims to describe what will be discussed in the paragraph. That's why it's just general information. For example, you want to make an example of a descriptive text about a place, you can fill in the identification section about where the place is, in what country or in what area. But keep in mind that this part is not specific, only an introduction to the place. The explanation is just general information. Structure yang kedua itu adalah description atau dalam bahasa Indonesia-nya itu deskripsi. Is an explanation containing the special characteristic of the object, place, or person being described. Well, in this new section, the discussion is specific. You can describe the object you choose in more detail. If you want to describe a mountain, for example, you can talk about its height, distance, and temperature when you are there. You can also add additional information such as what activities can be done there. For this part, you can use the 5 cents to make descriptive text, You can write about what you see there or your sense of taste to talk about the temperature in the place. Back again to what is the purpose of descriptive text. The reader must, of course, be able to imagine what is described. So your 5 cents can be your guideline. Next material is about language feature descriptive text. Nah, ini karakteristik yang ditanyakan oleh Halimatu Sa'diyah tadi. Gimana sih untuk membuat descriptive text dalam bahasa Inggris? In addition to the structure of descriptive text, you also need to know about its language features or characteristic. First is specific participant. A certain object is not general and unique. There is only one. For example, Uncle Jack atau Paman Jack dan Borobudur dan Candi Borobudur. The second is the use of adjectives atau kata sifat to clarify nouns. For example, a handsome man, handsome-nya itu kata sifatnya, a beautiful man, a beautiful woman. Next is the use of simple present tense. The sentence pattern used is simple present because it tells the facts of the object being described. The last is action verb. They are verbs that indicate an activity. Nah, verb ini sangat indicate dengan aktivitas kita. Untuk contohnya itu run, walk, cat, reading, etc. Anyone to ask before I move to the next slide? If it's not there, we will move to the example of descriptive text. Halimatu Sa'diyah, can you read this example, please?
Okay, Miss. So the title of this descriptive text is The Gift. Last week, my father gave me a gift. He bought the gift at a bookshop somewhere in Bogor. He said he forgot my birthday, so he bought it for me as an apology. I was surprised with his gift, so I told him that I have given him forgiveness because he brought me a birthday gift. It is a visual dictionary. The visual dictionary is quite heavy. No wonder. It has a hard cover besides it has so many pages. It is really thick. There are so many explanations in it because there are many chapters. There are chapters about the human body, animals, plants, colors, and even about the solar system. There are also explanations about human body parts and their function, fascials, and even microorganisms like bacteria. My mother said I should not bring it to school. She knew that I want to show off. It was the greatest gift ever in my elementary school life. I love the Visual Dictionary so much until now. Well, it is already old, so I keep it carefully in my father's bookshelf.
Alright, thank you to Alimatu Sadia. Membacanya sangat bagus sekali. So, this example is about the gift. Pasti di antara kalian mengira bahwa teks ini adalah teks naratif teks. You are too quick to conclude. There's nothing wrong with the storyline, but try reading it again. The focus is more on an object, right? And not the storyline. Do you know where the identification section is? Before that, because we are talking about dictionaries, so that text is an example of descriptive text about objects. Back again to the original question. Identification, struktur identifikasi di sini about general information. Yep, that's right. The identification section is in the first paragraph. The paragraph does not at all give a description of the dictionary, but about how he got it as a gift. It's clear, yes. The description section is in the paragraph. This section describes the form to the contents of the dictionary. So this is the second example of a descriptive text about describing someone. Does anyone know who this is? Ada yang tahu ini siapa?
Pak Nadim, Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Menteri
Who
Pendidikan.
this is? Betul sekali. Ini adalah Nadiem Anwar Makarim, Menteri Pendidikan kita. Ini contoh dari teks deskriptif untuk mendeskripsikan seseorang. Nah, dari PowerPoint ini, we can find out about the descriptive text. I want to open a question and answer session about the material that I explained earlier. Anyone to ask about the material, please? Kalau nggak ada, Ibu yang mau nanya nih tentang material kita hari ini. Try to explain what you got about Miss explanation earlier. Bisa nggak kalian jelasin apa yang sudah Miss jelasin tadi? Who wants to try, please? Raise your hand. Wow, it's great that many are pointing their hands. I see Rafli, tunjuk tangan ya. Silakan Rafli, try your best. Give your opinion.
Okay, Miss. From Miss explanation earlier, it can be concluded that we learn about descriptive text, which is a text that describes and describes a person, thing, or other object. Descriptive text itself has two structures, namely identification and description. I think that's it, Miss.
Wah, bagus sekali Rafli. Kamu sangat mendengarkan penjelasan Miss tadi ya. Good job, Rafli. One more. How about Octavianus Prima? Can you give your opinion about my explanation earlier?
So I think based on what Miss Putri already explained before, I could say that a descriptive text usually focuses on describing a single location, object, event, person, or place. It endeavors to engage all five of the reader's senses to evoke the sights, sounds, smells, taste, and feel of the text subject. I think like that, Miss. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Prima, to your very nice good explanation. Miss senang jika kalian mendengarkan dan dapat menjelaskan apa yang sudah Miss jelaskan tadi. Minggu depan kalian harus lebih aktif ya, terutama untuk Novan Armadan itu harus lebih aktif dari teman-temannya ya. Jangan hanya menonton dan menyimak. Maybe that's enough for our class today. I'm happy with your enthusiasm today. I hope you can get useful knowledge for today's lesson. Miss harap kalian bisa mendapatkan ilmu yang lebih dari kelas kita hari ini. So for next week, I want you to write example of descriptive text yourself without looking at the internet or other platforms. Jadi untuk tugas kita minggu depan itu, kalian harus membuat contoh mengenai descriptive text. Tidak boleh menyontek dari Google ataupun dari aplikasi lainnya. Kalian harus membuat dari diri kalian sendiri, bisa dari cerita kalian sendiri atau orang terdekat kalian. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yes,
Miss.
Miss.
Yes, Miss.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much for today. Miss akhiri. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next week. Bye.
See you, Miss.
Thank
Have
you,
a
Miss.
great
Have a
day.
great
Thank
day.
you. Have a great day.